dear students at home. This is Ogun digit class. Today we want to see trigonometry. Trigonometry is solving triangular problem. We have three major types of triangle: equilateral triangle, scaling triangle, and isosceles triangle. And we discovered that when you are solving problem on this, angle determines what you are going to do. In the right angle triangle, you will need Pythagoras theorem to solve some problem on it. And so catua, which is sine, which is opposite over hypotenuse, cos, which is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tan, which is opposite over adjacent. But this time around, we want to see the sine rule in solving a triangle that is not a right angle triangle. So if the question concerns length or angles in a triangle, you may need the sine rule or the cosine rule. First, decide if the triangle is right angle. So if the triangle is right angle, the cosine and sine rule may not be applied. But if it is a right angle triangle, you will need the Pythagoras rule. This is a symbol for the angle 90 degree. The side facing angle 90 degree is known as hypotenuse. And the other two sides, let's label this place A, B, C. The side facing A is known as A, and the side facing angle B is known as small b, and the side facing angle C is known as small c. For Pythagoras rule, we have the hypotenuse squared equals to the sum of the square of other two sides. That is Pythagoras rule if it is a right angle triangle. And if it is, then decide whether an angle is involved at all. If the angle is involved, if it is a right angle triangle and there are no angle involved, you will need Pythagoras theorem. If it is a right angle triangle and there are angles involved, you will need straightforward trigonometry using sine, cos, and tan. And that is, if an angle is at this place, theta, you will need what we call so catua. That is, sine theta equals to opposite. So O means opposite, H means hypotenuse. O means opposite, H means hypotenuse, which is B all over A. Then we have cos theta, which is ca. A means adjacent, H means hypotenuse, which is C all over A. And tan theta, which is tua. O means opposite and A means adjacent. So we now have B all over C. And when you are talking about opposite here, I have defined an hypotenuse. That is the side facing angle 90 degree. For you to determine the opposite in a right angle triangle, the position of the angle will show you or will tell you where the opposite is. Once the angle is here, this one is the opposite. It will now be the opposite facing the angle given, while the other side is known as adjacent. That is an angle, a side between the right angle and the angle given. Please let me explain this. A, B, C. I have said if the angle is here, the side facing will be represented with small letter. The side facing B will be represented with small letter, and the side facing will be represented with small letter C. The angle here, the angle given is theta here, which is this, which is the opposite. If the angle is here, if theta is here, assuming theta is here, let me use beta, is here, this place will now be the opposite, and this place will be the hypotenuse, and this place will be the adjacent. So the position of the angle determines the opposite, while the position of the right angle determines the hypotenuse. Let us have that one at the back of our mind. So as we proceed, if it is a right angle triangle and there are angles involved, you will need straightforward trigonometry using sine, cosine, and tan. My students at home, this one is taught in JS3 and SS1. If the triangle is not right angle, you may need the sine rule or the cosine rule. Students at home, preparing for WAEC, you need to sit back, take your pen, and watch and follow through the cosine rule and the sine rule. Then we begin with the sine rule. When you look at the sine rule, when you look at the triangle here, there is no sine of 90 degrees. Hence, we cannot use Pythagoras rule. Neither can we use SOHCAHTOA, as I have explained. So what we need to use here is the sine rule. And what is the formula in the sine rule? In any triangle ABC, as we have seen, I have said that the side facing the angle A is a small letter A. The side facing the angle B will be represented with small letter B, and the side facing the angle C will be represented with small letter C. You may use any letter to represent the vertices, but you must know that the capital letter is used at the vertices, while the small letter is used at the sides. So in any triangle ABC, we need to study this formula and know it very well. A over sine A, B over sine B, C over sine C. Or you may have it as sine A over A, sine equals to sine B over B, equals to sine C over C. When we have it in that order, the sine rule, you can only use the sine rule if you have a matching pair. And what does that one mean? You have to know one angle and the side opposite it. So if you are using this one, you must know the angle A, and this one is known, the side. It means that if any other side is known and angle is not known, you can find the angle. Or if two angles are known and one opposite side is known, you can use that one to find the other side. So let's go to some sample. Finding the missing side, not to scale. We are not doing it. Then the question is, do we have angle 90 there? No, there is no angle 90 here. Hence, you can't use Pythagoras rule. Neither can you use SOHCAHTOA. Is there a matching pair? We learn how to study. This is 40 degrees. This is X. This is 65 degrees, an angle, and this is 10 centimeters. So we discovered that there is a matching pair. An angle is given, the opposite side is given. An angle is given here, the opposite side is not given. Then we will now need to label them. The angle given here, we label it as B. The side, it will now be small letter B. The angle given here is labeled as letter A. And the side that we are looking for will now be labeled as small letter A. Using, then, is a right angle triangle? No. We have. Is there a matching pair? Yes. Use the sine rule, label the sides and angle. So after labeling it, then we now write the formula out. We must know this formula offhand. By the time we label them, we don't need the C bit of the formula. If you look at this one now, we are looking for, we have B, and we know small b. We have angle A, and we are looking for small a. So what we need to do is to substitute. Okay? We have been able to get what we need, which is A over sine A, B over equals to B over sine B. And this A is having a figure here, B is having a figure, and small b is having a figure. Then we call it substitution. You will now substitute. A is now x that we are looking for, all over sine 40, and B is 10 all over sine 65. Find in the bit you know. You see, the WAEC is giving you calculator. You can make use of your calculator. But how do we now proceed? Even if you are using the calculator, you will have to work it out, making x to be the subject of the formula. And when you are making x to be the subject of the formula, then you'll have to say x equals to 10 all over sine 65 times sine 40. So, viewers at home, let's bring out our calculator. What is sine 65? What is sine 40? So you press your sine 45, you press your sine 40, then you divide it and come and multiply with sine 40. It's going to give you 7.09 centimeter. So that is the answer. So we have it in this form, 10. So there is another question. By the time we come back after break, we shall continue in solving the rest. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Emma Watson. We have an urgent mission to complete by 2030, and I really need your help. We need to fight global inequality, end extreme poverty, and respect our planet. Watch this film to find out how you can use your creativity and power to help us achieve these goals. Thank you.
Hello? Hello? Are you there? I was just saying that we have to use our creative superpowers to achieve the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. But how? Although the Earth is just a tiny speck in space, it just seems enormous to us because we are on it. The Sustainable Development Goals can seem huge too. But if you focus on fixing the things where you live, you can make a big difference. There are 3 ways you can help. You can invent, innovate, and campaign. So buckle up and let's take a lightning flight around the world to see what other young people are doing already. This is the beautiful city of Istanbul in Turkey, where we meet Elif. She's an inventor. Like many big cities, there's a lot of pollution in Istanbul. A lot of it's caused by petroleum-based plastics. Elif wasn't happy about that and wondered what she could do. So she invented a new natural plastic made from banana skins. No, seriously. It's cheap, easy to recycle, and you can make it in your own kitchen. And if you like banana desserts, you can't really lose, unless you eat too much. So let's talk about toilets. This is Rohit. He lives in Bangalore in India. The population there is growing very quickly, and so is all the, well, waste. A regular toilet uses 6 liters of water each time it's flushed. This is too much when there's water scarcity. So Rohit invented a toilet that saves 50% of that water. Calls it the vacuum flush. His invention won an international science prize and now is flushed with his own success. You get. You can be an innovator, be creative, and think about how to improve the way we live. Take urban creators in North Philadelphia. This amazing group of teenagers reclaimed derelict land in a dangerous rundown area. They built a thriving farm where they grow fresh food and now supply hundreds of local homes and restaurants. Life to Grow Farm has transformed the community and made it healthier and safer for everyone. Now let's go to Nigeria, which has one of the fastest growing populations in the world. This is Team Charis, a group of brilliant girls who are solving a big problem. Team Charis realized that in parts of Nigeria, lots of people get sick because rubbish isn't cleaned up properly. So they created Discardius, a fun app to report waste and have it taken away safely by eco-friendly carts. See, sometimes a healthier world is just one great idea away.
Welcome back, students at home. We want to go on to the cosine rule. If the triangle is not right angle and there is not a matching pair, you will need then cosine rule. And the formula is in any triangle ABC, a squared equals to b squared plus c squared equals to 2bc cos A. We can still have b squared equals to a squared plus c squared minus 2ac cos b. Also, c squared equals to a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos c. This is a situation where you are finding any of the sides and the opposite angle, any of the sides, and the opposite angle is given. So you can complete it with this one, a squared equals to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc. Then finding the missing sides, looking at this, we have ABC. A is missing here, but the opposite angle is given. Then B, the opposite side, is given. And C, the opposite side, is also given. Having this, is it a right angle triangle? No, because there is no angle 90 degrees and there is no indication. Is there a matching pair? No, as we have seen it in the sine, not in the case of cosine. Use the cosine rule, label the sides and angle. You should now see the difference between the sine rule and what? And the cosine rule. Given angle A and the missing sides. Then we have A, which the side we are looking for, a squared equals to b squared, given c squared minus 2bc cos A. Then fill in the bit you know. Then a squared equals to 12 squared plus 9 squared minus 2 times 12 times 9 cos 20 degrees given. But looking at it at this level, this is a place where it always confuses students. When you do it directly like this, you are likely to end up getting 0. But this one is a compound statement. And that is why it is put in a bracket. That is, you resolve this one before subtracting it from the addition of the square of 12 and 9 squared. And students at home, I want you to do it. What is 12 squared? Which is, yeah, you got it right, 144. What is 9 squared? Yes, oh, that is okay. That's 91, 81, sorry. Then 2 times 12 will be done separately, times 9. Then you press your calculator, cos 20 degrees. Whatsoever it gives you, you have the sum of, the multiplication of this one, this plus this. Then you now subtract what you have inside the bracket from this, then a squared. And if you are finding a, you find the square root of whatsoever you have got here. If you check your workings, you will discover that you have got 22.06026 and so on. Then we have it up to the 3 decimal places. Then what is the square root of this one? Equals to 4.69. Then looking at our unit here is centimeter. You take it to 24.69 centimeter. I want us to see the application of this one. Finding the missing side. When we look at this, a man starts at the village of Chatham and walks 5 kilometers due south to Sham. Then he walks another 8 kilometers to on a bearing of 130 degrees to Baham. What is the direct distance between Chatham and Baham? In a straight line. If you look at that, this is a bearing, and this is where you will now have to display the skill of sine and cosine. A man walked due south from Chatham, south down, and he walked Chatham from Chatham southward 5 kilometers, and that one represented with C, and getting to this place A, 130 degrees, 8 kilometers to another town, which is B, 130 degrees. We have to calculate the distance from C to B. Then to calculate the distance from C to B, we'll now look at it. What is given to us here, it has formed a triangle. Then we now decide. An angle is given, the opposite is not given, but the other two sides are known. Then we now use A, which is A squared equals to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos A. We substitute. This one is very, very important. When you are substituting, you write 5 squared plus 8 squared, not 25. You don't jump. Then minus 2 times 5 times 8 times 2. Then I've told you that this one you put in a bracket. After substituting, then we discover that 5 squared is 25 plus 64 minus 2 times 5 times 8 is 80 cos 130 degrees. Then the addition of this minus 80 times cos 180. When you press your calculator, 80 times 180 is going to give you. Then when you subtract, you have 140.42. Then because it is A squared, then we now say A equals to, we take the square root of 140.42, take the square root, then A equals to 11.85. Then you must put the unit, 11.85 kilometers. In WAEC, there is no year you will not see question on trigonometry and bearing. Take note and try as much as possible to solve many questions that you can solve. Please, you need to solve questions. And when you solve questions, you can send your feedback to us on ogun-class.ng. We are there to give you a response as you are sending it your message. Thank you very much.